I'm Sherree Russell, and as a hypnotherapist, sports psychologist and ex-riding instructor, I'm passionate about helping riders to put the fun back into their riding. I also have a lot of tools in my toolkit, which gives me a unique perspective when I work with riders from novice to professionals in the comfort of my armchair to overcome their fears, recover their confidence after accidents or injury, and improve their sporting performance. So I'd like to talk to you today about how I work with clients who have the fear of jumping. And it's a big subject. So I'm going to cover the components of jumping confidence and the questions I would ask to help you overcome this fear. And I'm also going to offer some tips and advice along the way. So the solution is often to be found in how you came to have this fear in the first place. And everyone's fear is unique. So let me ask you a few questions now to point you in the right direction to find your solution to overcome this fear. So where does this fear come from? Can you pinpoint a cause, or do you have a distinct memory that triggers this fear? If not, has this fear built up over a period of time? And what involvement has your current horse had in creating this fear? And is it still contributing to keeping you worried? In other words, do you feel as worried if you're riding another horse? Do you know your horse's history, its experience, training and competitive record? Do you know if it's had a bad experience or accident in its past that's likely to affect its way of jumping? For example, does it rush, does it run out, cat leap or refuse? How did it jump for its last rider? And how did they ride it? So how supported do you feel you are by your instructor? Because never ever underestimate the part a good instructor has to play in increasing your riding confidence. And although I no longer teach, I'm often referred clients by their instructors. And I also make sure that when I first see new clients, they're supported by their own good instructor. Because a really great instructor will not only ride and assess your horse's level of education, its suitability, its fitness for its job, but they'll also get a feel if there's pain or injury which could be causing any behavioural issues. And then they'll formulate a realistic training plan for you and your horse. Teaching a rider to ride a fence is a real skill. And I really struggled to learn how to ride a fence when I first learnt. I just couldn't seem to get the timing right, to know when to fold or get my balance. And I remember during one particular lesson falling off over the same jump 5 times in a row. So remember, the definition of stupidity is keeping on doing the same thing in the same way while expecting a different result. It's just so much easier to feel confident when you're taught from the onset how to find your balance point in a forward or jumping seat and to learn how to control your horse when you're in that position. You need to be strong, supple and very fit in order to be in balance and to be quick if your horse is sharp, especially when you're jumping. And it takes hundreds of repetitions to develop the muscle memory to make a new skill unconscious and automatic. So be patient, keep practicing within your comfort zone over small jumps. So what about the environment that you keep your horse in? Have you got a good all-weather floodlit school, especially during the winter months? And how much time can you realistically spend riding? Does your horse have turnout and daily exercise all year round to prevent it from being fresh and to maintain an appropriate level of fitness? Is its feed realistic to the work and breed? The last thing you need to worry about when you're having to deal with a horse that's completely over the top. How supportive are the people and friends that are around you? Does anything need to change or improve in that area? And does anyone else here have an agenda? So let's focus on you, the rider. How does that fear manifest in your thoughts? Do you feel you need help to deal with a bad memory? Perhaps to destabilise some of the trigger memories so they don't automatically send you into that downward spiral of fear and dread? What about what you're saying to yourself in your head? Are you perhaps rehearsing the what-ifs and imagining every single thing that could go wrong? Or would you like a little help to go to the yard feeling positive, looking forwards to riding with a feeling of fun and playfulness? Do you need help to change your beliefs about yourself and your ability to cope with the situation? I've worked with many riders over the past 10 years to help them overcome their fear of jumping, but I'd like to tell you Julie's story. Julie is an experienced horsewoman who, as well as having a busy professional life, regularly enjoyed competing her two lovely event horses, one experienced at intermediate level and one a novice. And then, as a result of having a bad fall, she lost all her confidence and developed a huge problem with cross-country jumping. In fact, she'd been eliminated at her last two events. But when Julie contacted me, she was at her wit's end and very emotional, as she tried absolutely everything she knew to regain her confidence to no avail, and she was even considering withdrawing from her next event and giving up eventing, as she couldn't even imagine getting over a jump. So she came to see me for a session in the armchair, and using a combination of hypnotherapy techniques, I was able to help her to overcome her fear and reassociate with all the good reasons that she loved eventing and the good feeling she had as she enjoyed her sport. And we worked to put the fun back into her riding. Julie contacted me a few weeks later to tell me she had decided to go to the next event, and although they had one stop, it was a silly one, but they jumped the rest of the course confidently, and it seemed to her as if her horse was actually picking up on her confidence and was taking her into her jumps again. She simply wasn't worried anymore. Her next event was Brightling Park, and they jumped clear and were placed fourth, and then were 8th at Iping with another clear. So not a bad result from someone who nearly gave up. And one final note, what else is going on in your life right now? You see, nothing acts in isolation in the mind, and if you're struggling in one area of your life, it can't fail to impact another. So what else are you juggling in terms of work, relationship, and perhaps children? Would you like a little understanding, compassionate help to deal with that struggle too? Clinical hypnotherapy is a scientific-based approach that differs from the traditional schools of hypnosis in that it draws its influence from a sound understanding of neuroscience and combines aspects of other therapies, including positive psychology, cognitive behavioural therapy, NLP, to produce a tailored solution that fits the client's own personal needs, helping them make positive changes and take control of where their lives are going. From dealing with traumatic incidents and accidents, resolving fears, phobias and habits, to overcoming stress and anxiety, and improving sports performance and health. So if you'd like help to retrain your brain to overcome your fears and put the joy back in your life and your riding, please contact me. I can work via Skype, Facebook or FaceTime if you're not able to travel to see me in Surrey or Sussex. So if you have any questions, please comment below. Or if you would like to chat to find out how I can help you overcome your own challenges, please contact me via my website at equestrian-hypnosis.com or join me on Facebook to receive more tips and information. I hope you found this short video useful and look forward to hearing from you very soon.